This morning we're going to learn about the Land Connection. Taidghin O'Brien with the Land Connection with me today. Taidghin, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Jim.
And as we get started, what is your role with the Land Connection?
I am the newly hired Marketing and Outreach Manager with the Land Connection. I'm in charge of all outreach and marketing and promotional activities for all programs, including the Champaign Farmers Market and our farmer training.
And the Farmers Market, we're going to get into that. When does the Farmers Market get back underway this year?
So the Farmers Market starts May 15th. We have two pop-up markets, one at Watson's on the 1st and one at the plaza outside of Big Grove on the 8th. Those will sort of be getting people geared up for the market, and then we will officially open on May 15th.
And that's the Champaign Farmers Market.
Yes.
We got two going on, so let's make sure we're keeping them clear here.
Yes, it is the Champaign Farmers Market in downtown Champaign. It is in the south side of the parking lot between the M2 and M1 buildings, so right sort of between Big Grove, Cofusion, and Distill.
Yeah, pretty nice little area there. You do some shopping, got some restaurants around, So.
Exactly. And we're in the evening, so 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. every Tuesday. So you can get some stuff on your way home from work or as you're going out and getting dinner with the kids.
Yeah, so you get something, take it home that evening and have it. So that's
exactly
pretty nice. What is the Land Connection with the Farmers Market? What's that goal? Is that just to get local farmers getting their produce out there?
So that's part of the goal. We really try and create new markets for farmers. We focus at the Champaign Farmers Market on small farmers who really have trouble breaking into larger markets like the Urbana Farmers Market, where large vendors tend to be where everyone goes to. They've been there for like 10, 12 years, and people just out of habit go to them. So they tend to pass over new, smaller farmers. So we give sort of equal footing to everybody. Everybody's booths are the same size, and it allows smaller farmers or newer farmers to really get their name out there and get good rapport with the Champaign community.
So is that kind of how Land Connection came about, is connecting these farmers?
It really came about from a desire to give farmers access to the land, give them the training they need to grow sustainable and profitable enterprises, and inevitably give them markets to actually sell to. So giving them direct-to-consumer contact and access so that they can really sell their product and really get to know the people who are buying their product. And one of the issues with that area of Champaign is it's a food desert. So we do a lot of SNAP benefits. We do double SNAP match every week, and then triple link Tuesdays on the second Tuesday of each month, where we double or triple match up to $20 worth of SNAP benefits. So we're really trying to serve an underserved community there in downtown Champaign.
Taidghin O'Brien with the Land Connection with me this morning. As the summer goes along, what kind of programming do we have?
So, as I said, we've got Triple Link Tuesdays, second Tuesday of every month. We'll also have a big market seedlings sort of program, which is the last Tuesday of every month. This year we're partnering with Common Ground in Urbana. They're going to be sort of spearheading a lot of our children's activities, and we're also partnering with the Champaign Public Library. They will be doing book giveaways and readings.
Tell me about what is the Specialty Crop Radio and Card Series? What is that?
So this is the first episode of the radio series.
Okay.
We got a grant to promote specialty crops, Illinois specialty crops, which include flowers, honey, syrup, fruits, and vegetables. It does not include meat, eggs, or grains. As part of that, we are putting together this radio series and podcast to inform people of crops that are currently available, different farmers who are in the community and what they are selling, and ways that they can use these crops. So a lot of people, they might be able to find recipes, but they need help, basic preparation, basic storage. So the card series really deals directly with that. We've got nutrition information, storage tips, preparation techniques, and then basic cooking techniques for anything from grilling, searing, baking, roasting, and sauteing. So we really cover the gamut and try and give people as much useful information so that they can go and actually prepare them or find a recipe that suits their needs.
And, as far as, Illinois specialty crops grow, why is it important, that people should be purchasing Illinois specialty crops?
Illinois specialty crops are incredibly important because it's an incredibly small amount of farmland when you consider how much corn and soybean is grown in the state. Specialty crop farms are few and far between, and supporting them is of real importance because they don't really have access to the grocery store distributors that are getting them to most people's hands. So farmers markets and CSAs and places like Common Ground or other food co-ops in the state are really where people can support local farmers and local food economies and make sure that their money is staying within their communities and really helping both urban and rural families.
We talk about the cards. When and where will those be available?
The cards are going to be available starting on Pop-Up Market on May 1st.
Okay.
We're starting with asparagus because asparagus is now starting to shoot up from the ground. And if you've never had asparagus fresh from the ground, it is one of the most delicious things you will ever have. And there are very few people who grow it because patches take years to actually develop. But if you can find it, and you can find it here, there are many growers who grow it. I really suggest just trying it out and even try it raw. So we're going to be starting with the cards on May 1st, and then they will be available throughout the entire market season at the farm or at the farmers market. We will be releasing them as things come into season. So the 15 crops that are featured in the cards span the entire season from April until October, and we'll be releasing them at the farmers market, and you can collect the whole series or you can go online and print them out online, and that's also where you can find the podcasts.
I think it's nice that you have the cards because we can get recipes, but maybe we're not going to make it that evening, or maybe you need some preparation, kind of these guidelines to help you along to make sure you're getting the most out of it.
Exactly. A lot of people, they can go online, they can find a recipe that really suits their own tastes. If we made a bunch of cards that were just one specific recipe, we're not necessarily benefiting as many people as we could. Here we're actually teaching people skills with each crop that they can then go and find a recipe that they really enjoy and use some of the knowledge that we've presented on the card.
You mentioned podcasts. Where will we be able to find those?
So the podcast will be available on our own website, thelandconnection.org. Okay. They will be available on the News Gazette website, and they will also be available on Spreaker and on Spotify and iTunes.
Taidghin O'Brien with the Land Connection today. Specialty crops, what do you like? What's your specialty?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about asparagus, I just really want asparagus. It's always one of my favorite vegetables. I think it's really versatile, and it's amazing grilled. And one of my favorite things about summer is grilling.
Oh, yes.
At my house, I'm grill master.
I
no one touches my grill. And I'll use asparagus a lot when I can get it. If not asparagus, garlic scapes are really great grilled with steak or with pork chops, even with fish. So
sure. Yeah. Kind of speaking of the asparagus a little bit, right now, that's kind of when it's around. As the season goes, there are different crops as the season goes that become in season, so to speak, and that's what's real nice about having these cards, having this radio series. You can be learning something every couple of weeks.
Exactly. Each week we'll be focusing on things that are in season, and we'll have people on who are growing different specialty crops and sort of what their history with that crop is and why it's so important to bring it to the communities of Champaign, Urbana, and Illinois. It's really important to remember that these things come from people. Schnucks doesn't have to bring everything to you. There's a lot around that you can get for a reasonable price.
Taidghin O'Brien with the Land Connection. Again, the Champaign Farmers Market, the big one, officially kicks off May 15th. And people want to find out more at thelandconnection.org. Is that the place to find out?
That is correct, thelandconnection.org.
Taidghin, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.